Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Morcio. I wanted to come and say hello, wish you a good day. I'm using this time between noon and 1, so there is no machine in the garden. I have this big garden here, and it's like I'd rather hear the sounds of the birds rather than those electrical machines around me. So I wanted to use this time to speak about this really big high where sometimes we feel really good, and sometimes we're still feeling really low for some reason, and the contrast is becoming really much more severe. And so this is only it's like a last it's like a like a musician that's been finished the concert is coming back just for a last song, and it's those old energy of duality are just coming back for the last for the word in English, but it's like the recall, the last and so it also teaches us to come back to center, to always be center, so not to allow ourselves to when we're tired of those high and lows, things are going to come into balance, into harmony. I used to pay a lot more attention to what was going on around me in the world, in the physical world, than what was going on inside. But that was a great obstacle. Thank God the inner world, my inner world, is much more powerful than my outer experiences. And this inner self is conducting the whole process into the resolution path, into the fifth dimension. And so do not use your intention always to focus inside as much as possible. For this is really where it's happening, where you have the power. There is no power outside. All the power is inside. All the control is inside. There's other control. Well, even the control is really relative, because it is God that runs the show. Sometimes, often we should even let all the idea of control and let God run our show, because He knows. God knows all the details, all the ins and outs of all things, and nothing can escape the understanding of that divine mind. And so to trust that, and to understand this presence, this I am presence is unconditional. You are, whether you want it or not. Even after we die, we still are, no matter we want it or not. We were created as eternal being, even if we recognize ourselves as mortal being. So it is the first law, the law of inclusion. You are created. You are a creature. You are created, and so you can never be not that. Yet this unconditional understanding, unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness, and unconditional beingness, unconditional surrender, those is not easy sciences to master. The Archangel Metatron was saying that unconditional love is not a science that you can master from one day to the next. It is something very complex to master, very difficult to love all things and all beings and yourself without any condition, no matter what happened, to always be in a position where you are in the love situation. But it is something we want to work on. And so understanding I use very often the teachings of the archangels, Metatron, Michael, Gabriel, or any of the other archangel. But the Archangel Michael, if you're following those videos, will bring you to your inner castle, your crystal palace inside of you, and the angel will always tell you that you're only a work in progress. There's always transformation that is going on, although there is cycles that are completing themselves and move to the next level. So we have time to breathe into this next level and enjoy each and every step. And so enjoy where you are, because if you're expecting something that, if you're always in the expectation of something else, the first thing to do is to find ways to enjoy where we are. So we can, as we enjoy where we are, the doors may open for something else more to come into our being. I will come back to speak about Arcturus and Alpha Centauri. For those who believe in star nations, that we're not alone in the universe. For their also, I say it's very important to set goals for ourselves, because if we have to have intelligent goals, and those goals should try to imply the blending of matter and spirit, to include the spiritual self within the material realm, to anchor those ideas. When I paint those paintings, I include matter. It is material. Those paints are physical matter, but there is a spiritual content. So I do find that fulfillment there are many other ways, but it's something that we all have to do. We have to include those. We have to have goals, and those goals have to include the spiritual part of yourself in order to find that fulfillment. But but just follow your heart, follow your inner intuition. Well, not what I'm saying, but what you feel, what is your inner, what your inner essence is guiding you towards, and your being is leading you into. I'm going to pull a few cards. I also want to say that there is an unlimited potential for timelines. You can shift any timeline at any time, but eventually you want to surround yourself to your I am presence, because your I am presence is so much more wise, and it is the best timeline. When to be within the presence is the best timeline, because it will include every potential fulfillment and be the greatest service of all. So it is really what we seek to blend in our soul and our spirit, so that soul and spirit can be blended. I'm going to pull 4 cards from the angels, and I'm going to sing a song. It's not an easy song to sing, it's a cappella, but I'm doing it. Spirit telling me to go for it, so I'm doing it. The highest wisdom for us today is judgment. So it's a judgment comes from the universe. It is not for us to judge. It is to allow the new cycle to come about, to know it is a new beginning that is starting, and to look at our past with compassion and understanding. What we need to understand is righteousness. We need to be true to ourselves. There is this need that things need to be square, need to be aligned. So the more we are able to remove all those little things that are still that may still be disaligned with patience and perseverance, the more things come into this alignment. And it is the Buddha that discovered that righteousness, you don't need any God outside of you. Righteousness will elevate you into the higher planes. What we need to do is action. There is certain needs for certain action. So we intelligent action will bring happiness. For there is intelligent action. It is through intelligent action that we find satisfaction, and the outcome will be compassion. Compassion is loving yourself and loving the world, to be in service to the world. And so it is about using our hands as well. Compassion is expressed through the hands, and so it is the hands works as the symbol of our communication in the world as well. And so just let us, the more courage and the more lucidity we have, the more compassion the more love we'll be able to harvest. So let us be courageous in correcting our mistakes. Let us be lucid in breathing and elevating in serenity above the matrix. And let us serve the world in whichever way we can. The more we are able to do those three, any of those things, the more we are able to invest in courage, the more compassion and lucidity we get. When we invest in compassion, the more lucidity and courage we get, and vice versa. The more lucidity, the more detached we are in our meditation, the more courage and compassion will come to us as well. Those things are complementary. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to finish with this song. It's a song of Elton John. It's called Your Song. It's a little bit funny, that feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I was a sculptor, but then again, no, a man who makes potion in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody, this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I sat on the roof and kicked off the moss. Well, a few of those verses, well, they get me quite cross, but the sun's been quite kind when I wrote this song. It's for people like you that I keep it turned on. So excuse me for getting, but these things I do, you see, I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Anyway, the same, what I really mean, yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. Well, thank you. Thank Elton John for this beautiful song. I saw him live in the concert here in the Zenith. It was a small place, small concert, 2.5 hours alone on the piano. It was really, really nice. It was very, really one of the best concerts I've seen here. Well, I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you soon. Namaste.